Hi, Gay Russo here from the Majestic Rider with another question from a client. What is the biggest problem that I see with gaited horses? The biggest problem I see, gaited horse is not trained as well as the regular horses. They're very gentle and they're very kind, and I think due to that, people put a little bit of training on them and then send them down the road, so they don't have much of an education. And then when the rider gets the horse, and a lot of times these are beginner riders, also don't know what they're doing, since they're new to horses, they make mistakes, and then the horse is unsure what to do, and then it goes downhill from there. So all horses are supposed to have a foundation when they're started in their training. And you'll see many of the English horses and the Western horses are trained pretty well at a young age. They are trained to do all these things before they're sold, and the English and the Western riders expect that. But with the trail riders, they think the horses don't have to be trained as well, and a lot of times we'll get the horses cheap because they don't want to spend a lot of money, or they don't have a lot of money to spend, and therefore the horses do not have much training or experience on them. And that's the sad part, and that's the part that we always have to go back to when we're trying to get them to gait, because if they don't understand signals, you actually can't help them to gait, to slow down or speed up if they don't understand how they're supposed to do it. Beside the horses not having much training, the new owners usually don't have a lot of training, and they're expecting, trail riding to be easier. It's actually harder than arena riding because you don't have any boundaries or fences to hold you in. So you really have to know how to do maneuvers to keep you and your horse safe. So besides having the horse have a good foundation to start, I believe the rider also has to have a good foundation. So they also now need to know how to use their hands correctly, how to do a half halt, how to get the horse to stop, back up, go sideways, how to move its shoulders and its hindquarters. Because when you're out on trail and things happen, there's a lot of preventative maneuvers you can do with your horse if you know how to move its body parts and how to counteract maneuvers. So I think it's very important for the horse to have a good foundation, but as well, the rider needs to have a good foundation. And when I sell my horses or I'm helping clients, I always try to make sure the horse is trained well first, and then I teach the rider how to do all those maneuvers so they're able to control it and how to be safe on the trail, and then also again how to gait it. But that becomes easier once the horse is trained and the owner actually knows how to use their hands and their legs to get the horse into gait. So with all my horses, and other trainers might be a little bit different, but I teach them all the groundwork, and then under saddle I always make sure they have a good stop. That's one of the most important things. They have a good stop, they have a backup, that they're able to move forward off your leg, but they also understand how to move sideways off the leg, which is like a leg yield, to side pass, to move their shoulders and their hindquarters, so do a turn on the forehand and a turn on the haunches, and that they also know how to bend. They understand the bit, and they understand they're supposed to give to the bit and not to pull on it, and how to set their head to help them to gait. I like them to round their bodies. I don't want them to invert their backs when they're gaiting, since it's not the best thing for them in the long run. And I don't use any special rigs or tricks to get them to gait. I use patience and time, and I think that's what a lot of people don't have. They expect they got this gaited horse and he's just supposed to gait, but a lot of times the horse doesn't understand what he's supposed to be doing. So if you're having a lot of issues with your gaited horse, feel free to contact me. I'm happy to help you if I can, or to find a gaited trainer in your area. There's lots of trainers. So again, if you don't have a gaited trainer, make sure your horse has the basics on him. Any good trainer could do that for you. And then I could help you with getting that horse to gait, or another gaited trainer in your area could help you as well. So I hope that helps some of you understand why you might have been having problems with your gaited horse. And remember, they need a good foundation. They don't need a special saddle or a special bit. You don't need to kick them, a certain way to get them to gait. You need to put the basic foundation on them that all regular riding horses have, and then the gait training comes after that. All right, take care.